Have you ever given everything you had in a place, work, a relationship, family, church, and still felt like nothing more than a useful piece of furniture? Someone who serves, but no one truly sees. Almost everyone believes that being undervalued comes with rudeness, with open humiliation, with explosive treatment. But this story will turn that idea on its head. What will be revealed here at the very end may completely change the way you see the environments where you have remained. And what is most unsettling is realizing how this goes unnoticed by so many people. There is a kind of captivity that makes no noise. The person continues to be useful, solving problems, meeting the needs of others, but inside, something has already gone out. It was not a drastic decision. It was an invitation accepted without thinking, a role accepted without negotiation, "I'll help this time" that became a routine without recognition. What few people realize is that serving where you are not valued is not generosity, it is waste. And the confusion begins when you mistake usefulness for belonging. The story you are about to follow reveals a deep warning about self-awareness, boundaries, and the courage not to accept just any place. There is a kind of person who is called only in emergencies, remembered only in difficulty, and forgotten as soon as the situation is resolved. She gives warmth, presence, solutions, but her name is nowhere that truly honors who she is. The silence about one's own value begins when the role is accepted without ever asking, "And me? What do I gain from this?" This is the story of Abishag, a woman mentioned in 1 Kings chapters 1 and 2. She was chosen to serve King David near the end of his life, cared for him with devotion, yet was never treated as a wife or as someone with a position. After the king died, she remained there, invisible, until she became a bargaining piece among the powerful. And in the end, her name simply disappears from the scriptures. What her silent path teaches about the places where you have remained, and how to know when it is time to leave. Who was Abishag? And why did she end up there? In 1 Kings chapter 1, from verse 1 to 4, the Bible presents a delicate moment in the life of King David, that man after God's own heart. Now in very advanced age, could no longer keep himself warm, not even when covered with garments. Because of this, the king's servants decided to find a young virgin who could care for him and remain by his side. The one chosen was Abishag from Shunem, and she began to serve the king with dedication and care. She would lie beside the king to provide warmth, but the scriptures make it clear that there was no intimate relationship between them. Perhaps you are living this today. You are called only to solve problems, to bring warmth to structures that are slowly dying. You give your presence, your energy, your talent, and your dedication, but your name is nowhere that truly matters. There is no share in the profits, no real position, no bond that protects you. And what is most striking is that you have grown used to this role of official source of warmth, without ever questioning why you remain there. What makes someone accept being so useful and at the same time so invisible? The great problem, serving those who do not see you as a person. In 1 Kings chapter 2, from verse 13 to 17, the scripture reveals something many fail to notice. David did not take Abishag as a wife, and she never received the title of queen. Her role was to serve, to care, to be present, but without position, without honor, without a voice. When the king died, she remained there in the royal house, just as invisible as before. No one consulted her, no one asked what she wanted. She simply existed, useful for a time, then forgotten. This story reveals something many people live without even realizing it. Have you ever been in a place where your usefulness was clear, but your presence as a person was ignored? Have you ever felt that you could disappear at any moment, and the only thing that would be missed is what you did, not who you are? The silence about your value begins when you accept serving without being recognized, helping without being included, giving without receiving. And the most serious part, this does not happen all at once. It is a silent erosion, gradually erasing the perception you have of yourself. What makes someone remain where their absence is not felt, only their function? The moment when being useful becomes a trap. In 1 Kings chapter 2 from verse 13 to 18, the scripture reveals something profound about Abishag's condition. After David died, Adonijah, his son, who had previously tried to take the throne, approached Bathsheba with a request. He said, "Ask King Solomon to give me Abishag the Shunammite as my wife." Abishag was not consulted. She did not give her opinion. She had no voice. The tragic end of those who remain where they are not valued. The outcome of Abishag's story is harsh, and the scriptures do not hide it. Adonijah dies because of the request he made to have her as his wife, and Abishag simply disappears from the pages of the Bible. There is no record of marriage, no children, no honor, no reward. She served King David, lived in the royal house, cared for the one who ruled Israel, but her end is anonymous. No one remembers her afterward, and here is the point that can change the way you see your own story. Staying where you are not valued does not make you patient or humble. It makes you invisible. Have you ever seen someone spend 10 years in a place where they were used, and on the day they left, it became clear that no one even knew what they did there? Or someone who stayed in a relationship out of fear or gratitude and lost the chance to build something real while time passed? Leaving is not failure. Staying where you are used, where you are ignored, where you are only a tool, that is what loss truly is. What still needs to happen for you to accept that your place is not there? What Abishag could have done differently? The scripture records no action from Abishag to change her own story. She did not ask to leave, did not question the servants who took her, did not claim a place of honor, did not protest when she was used as a bargaining piece. Her silence is a warning that echoes across the centuries. Not because she was to blame, but because her passivity shows what happens when someone accepts the role they are given without ever asking if it is what they deserve. Abishag becomes a mirror. You can look at this story and see in it what you do not want to repeat. Do not accept a role that does not come with dignity. Do not remain where your voice has no place, where your opinions are not asked, where your presence is useful but your person is ignored. And never wait for those who devalue you to one day decide to change, because that almost never happens. You can leave without scandal, with discretion, and with your head held high, and seek a place where your presence is recognized as a gift, not as service. The question that remains, and it is yours alone to answer, is this: are you where you are by true choice or by fear of leaving? Abishag's story is not in the scriptures by accident. God, in his sovereignty, allowed this account to reach the present day to reveal something many people need to see. He did not forget Abishag, and he is not forgetting you. What the Lord wants to teach through this narrative is that you were not created to be merely useful. You were created to be loved, recognized, and honored. And when an environment treats you as an instrument, God is showing you that this place was not prepared by him. The Lord works in a quiet way, but never in absence. He allowed Abishag to go through this experience so that future generations could learn not to accept what does not come from him. God does not want you to be a bargaining piece among people who do not see you. He did not design you to have function without position, service without honor, presence without a voice. What the Father wants to teach you through her journey is that leaving a place of devaluation is not rebellion. It is obedience to what he has already placed within your spirit. When God allows you to feel the weight of not being valued, it is not to destroy you. It is to awaken you. He is showing you that you deserve more than scraps of recognition, more than a disposable role in the life of those who do not honor you. The silence of Abishag in the pages of the Bible is a divine warning. The Lord does not want you to disappear in anyone's story. He has written your name in the book of life, and no temporary function can erase the eternal value you have in his eyes. The question I leave with you today is direct. Will you continue where you are not seen as a person, or will you trust that the Lord has a place of true belonging for you? Abishag had no voice, but you do. She had no choice, but you do. And the choice begins when you recognize that staying where you are devalued is not humility, it is disobedience to the God who created you to shine. If this message touched your heart, write now in the comments, "I deserve a place of honor." And share this with someone who needs to hear that God is already showing the way out.